Coming up on this episode of Uncanceled Culture, I really don't know what we're going to talk about. We've got a lot of stuff to go over. I'm sure we have our notebooks out and we have stuff written down, so I'm sure we'll find something to go over. So stay tuned for this episode of Uncanceled Culture. As Alan Jackson said, Papa Top again.
Yes, sir.
What is up, everybody? We are back on the interwebs. I'm Porky.
I'm the Louie.
And I caught Louie in mid-drink there.
Mid-sit
Don't get me in trouble, Louie, for you being in mid-drink and you can't talk.
It's all good. I do this for a living.
There was a little conversation we had before we started here.
Yeah.
That had to do with...
You got to say hi. Yeah.
Don't...
She'll know what we're talking about when she hears it.
Don't interrupt anybody in mid-bite, people.
Exactly.
I mean, shit.
Don't try to greet somebody and say hi and then get pissed off
And
that
they
they
get mad.
don't say hi back, but they have a mouthful of something.
A mouthful of potato and egg.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get... Well, no.
Well, I guess you don't want to say hi to me.
Brittle spirits.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
don't
it
think
is.
it is.
Brittle spirits. So what's up, man? Besides that, we're back again. Shit,
again.
we need to keep on a roll, man.
I know.
I blame that on me, man. I
Hey,
blame that on me.
life happens.
I know.
Life happens. We get tired too. We got things going on.
Mentally,
Oh man,
a lot of things going
You ain't
on.
lying.
I'm trying to believe. That's why I have my shirt on. I got my...
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself as nobody else does. I was at the store, and it has Bigfoot on it, as y'all know. Anybody who is a fan of the show knows what Bigfoot means to me.
Yep.
But I stopped right here at the store to get a drinky, and the guy's like, "Cool shirt." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Is it the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured he would be the one.
Yeah, it was funny. It was a cool shirt, and I was like, it's like that thing because like I know I'm wearing it, but then I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
And he's all cool shirt, and I had to think about it. I was like,
What the hell are you talking about?
yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
You're already ready to fight.
I believe. Well, don't be looking at me, man. Yeah. So what's up, man?
Oh, recovering. Just trying to get things in order.
You're a recovering COVID addict.
I am a recovering COVID addict. You're right. Once you've had it twice, bro.
Oh my!
You know what
God.
I mean? And every time I would tell people, "Oh man, I had COVID again." Didn't you have it for like 2 months? And I'm like, yeah,
2
I
months?
did. I was literally 6 weeks,
What
man.
are you trying to tell me? God damn it! I don't wash my hands.
For real.
Shit.
I like being in unsanitary places.
Yeah.
Wait.
Whoa!
We gotta wait on that one. That's for another show.
That's that happened.
That should have been 2 weeks. That should have been 2 weeks ago on our show.
In No Pants July. That's when that happened.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, man, just so I had a tooth incident too.
Oh man, Jordan, there's something about this podcast.
Something, man.
Scary.
I was eating corn nuts.
Oh
Yeah. And so I already have a filling on a tooth from, I don't know, 10, 11 years ago. I broke a tooth the day after Thanksgiving. And I wasn't eating anything. I was literally eating pumpkin pie.
You were in that turkey bone, man.
Dude, I was literally eating pumpkin pie and drinking coffee. And I felt something in my mouth, and it was my tooth, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the dentist, and they end up putting a filling.
Yeah.
And they patched it up. So I'm eating corn nuts, recently, and I heard, and I felt it. And I felt with my tongue, and I could feel the gap, right? And I'm like, dang it, man, I popped the filling off. I figured that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I go to the dentist, and I get there, and I tell them what happened, and they're like, well, stay away from that crap, first of all, right?
Stop.
I'm like, yeah.
You know how old you are, sir?
Exactly.
You're brittle. You're getting brittle.
So then I said, man, I think I took that filling off. And the dentist looks, she goes, nah, the filling's there. She goes, I mean, it's loose, so you did a number on it.
Yeah.
But the tooth behind it is the one you broke. I'm like, are you serious? golly. So then they're like, well, we can't put a filling on this one. We're gonna have to put a crown.
Oh, they had to cap it.
So yeah, but they have to measure. They have to do the whole thing, right?
Right.
So she put a kind of like a patch, for like a filling patch, right? Like just to put it there for now. But man, bro, the work that they did on those 2 teeth. For the next 3 days, I'm having headaches. My mouth is hurting. Like I'm throbbing, and so I'm popping Tylenol like freaking Tic Tacs, right? I mean, I'm glad to say it feels a lot better.
Right.
I did do my share of drinking those few days because did help numb the pain.
Yeah, on top of the pills that you were taking,
I was
that helped
gone, bro. But yeah. Doing a lot better, man. Doing a lot better.
Well, I don't know, man. People may not want to listen to this podcast anymore.
I'm not whistling today, though.
Yeah. Oh no, you can't. I'm getting better.
Well, no, but I was though. That's the thing. Is that when I was whistling, I'm thinking, Porky, dang it. So, but I'm not whistling anymore.
Serena.
That's just my natural lisp.
Yeah, I'm getting better. You can't really tell now.
You really can't. I think you're getting used to it.
I'm sounding better. Speaking of sounding better, no, that has nothing to do with what I was going to say. I just wanted to say it. Louie brought this up, and it's true because we really don't want this to be like a sports podcast, even though, as we've said before, we could talk 25,000 hours about sports, left and right, especially if Cranky was here.
Oh, man.
But there has been some sports stories in the news.
Yeah, and it's not directly about sports.
Right, it's not like about the game.
Yeah, but it's like off the field sports
the
stupid
right? Cowboys. Oh, my bad.
Wow.
My bad. I can say that because the Texans won, motherfucker.
They lose one game. Here's my beef, man. Here's my beef. I'm going to tell you this. So, of course, the next day, I'm going to Monday quarterback this whole thing, and I want to watch what everybody has to say.
Woo!
Here's what I realized. The Cowboys lose, and they start off their shows and then have like 2 or 3 segments of 45 minutes of how the Cowboys were overrated, how Dak sucks, how McCarthy sucks, how the defense wasn't right. All this stuff. But if the Cowboys win and in amazing fashion like they did week 1, week 2, they did really good. They touch on the game and then move on. And I'm like, why don't you spend the 45 minutes talking about how great they were? Right? Yeah. But no, they're not going to do that, of course, because haters going to hate. Haters going to hate. And you know who really annoys me?
No, who?
Shannon Sharp.
He
annoys the hell. For one, I really don't like his takes. I mean, he's usually always bashing somebody. He's always trying to because he thinks because he was an ex-NFLer, right? Yeah. He can bash people.
He played for Green Bay, right?
No. He played for Denver and for Baltimore.
So his brother, played for
his
Green
brother
Bay?
played.
His brother
for Green Bay,
played.
yeah.
My bad.
So, I don't like his takes, but honestly, what annoys me the most is the way he moves his damn mouth. He has that country. He has that country southern, and I'll leave it at that. And I'm like, bruh.
Well, when you really hate somebody, you're gonna find everything. Everything's gonna bother you.
I don't like the way his eyebrow move. Everything, bro.
I don't like those glasses. It looks like a nerd.
That's another thing. Yeah. But you know what? Now I realize why people's dads wanted to beat him up at the NBA game because he's an idiot.
He talks a lot of stuff. He does. He does talk a lot of stuff. Well, I do have to say, and I'll say it because I don't care. I think a lot of times, and why there's a lot of haters, right? Well, I'll just touch on this real quick because it's my opinion. Why there's, especially when that happens, SportsCenter or First Take or whatever it is that they're doing, and they talk about the Cowboys. Let me ask you, being a Cowboy fan, do you think it has more to do with the Cowboys fans than it does the team as far as why they bash them after a loss?
Right? But however, you think about the other sports teams, right? You think about Bills Mafia. They're just as the Jets.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's fans. Like honestly, I think if you were to actually dive deep into the fan base, you're gonna find how annoying they are. I got to see Green Bay's fans, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
When I went over there. However, they were very welcoming.
Right.
but they're just as annoying. They're just as annoying. However, they were, they were good. But I think, like, that's always Stephen A's excuse. When he has something to say about the Cowboys, he's always like, the reason is because I don't like their fans.
True. True.
Guess what? The fans don't like you either.
Right. No, they
hate him. Yeah, they hate his ass. They can't stand him. So, I mean, yeah, you can say that the fans are annoying. Yeah, we're annoying. Of course, you're always going to hear, this is our year, and it's Super Bowl, and then something like this happens on Sunday, and, people are like, what happened? Yeah, right? So, yeah, I get it.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because Stephen A. can, everybody knows how Stephen A. He just can be an asshole, but
yeah, big time.
But yeah, I mean that, and I say that too because I know from what I see, you, Cranky, even Roger, like you guys are more like truthful about your team. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys, you root for the team, and I think this has a lot. I don't know. I'm just saying it has a lot to do with like how we grew up, right?
Oh yeah.
Either you suck or you're good, but you never really want to give that props out there.
Yeah.
Like, even though they could be 10-0, right? Yeah. And you guys would probably still be like, well,
Yeah, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Like, honestly, man, I mean, me and Cranky have been Cup fans.
Yeah.
For
86 years.
40, right? Like, about 38 years, man, almost. 39 years, something like that. Yeah. And they sucked for so many years. They were called the lovable losers.
Oh yeah,
but we were still fans. And the thing is that when you became a fan, you were a fan. And I think that was like, especially back in our day, right? You were a fan through thick and thin. Didn't matter if they won or lost or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, even Cowboy fans, we remember in 1989, they were 1-15. They were the most horrible team in the league. And then they came back and they turned it around.
Troy Aikman's first year.
Yeah, his first year.
That I know.
So they turned it around. I mean, you're a fan. I hate to see a lot of these fair weather fans that jump ship and
like all these Houston Astros fans.
Exactly. The Trastro fans. The Trastro fans, yes.
That's right. I said it.
I saw a lot of them wear Rangers gear recently.
I saw that too.
And I'm like, what happened?
Switch.
Yeah,
there's
what happened?
Switch all of a sudden.
But yeah, I mean, every fan base has their annoying people, so it is what it is.
And I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, I know that there's fans out there that are passionate about their team, but they're also truthful about their team. They know that they're not.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now. I think Raj is on another level right now. We're ready to kick him off. The fan team.
You're trying to throw him off the fan wagon?
For real.
Really?
Because even when they're doing good, and I get it, you still want to criticize and you want to be truthful. You want to be honest with yourself and say, well, they could do this better. They could do that better.
That's what I'm saying.
But all he does is trash Dak, right? Which I get it. But you know what? He's our quarterback.
That's true.
When Romo was our quarterback, we had to freaking live with him. I mean, and that was his favorite guy.
And he was swinging off his balls.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That much I know.
Exactly. We know that. Everybody knows that.
All right. Anyway, I just wanted to bring
another
that up.
sports news.
The question. So the fights,
bro.
The fights that are going on, bruh.
So 3 weeks, 3 fights.
Yeah.
Well, and one of them. I'm pretty sure that there's been more, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
But 3 fights that have gone viral. So you had the 49ers and Giants.
Yes.
Right. You saw that one, right? With the dude dummy. They're swinging. I don't know what, and then gets hit and he's bleeding. Okay. Yeah. Then you had they had the Jets and the Cowboys, right? That dude got tore up.
Right.
And then you had the incident Miami and New England.
Yeah.
And that one was fatal.
The guy fucking passed away.
Yeah.
He died.
I mean, from what I've seen, no charges are being pressed because it was a self-defense. However, why?
Why?
Like, guys, it's a game. First of all, it's a game.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're not in it.
Right.
Are you
getting paid? Are you getting paid to be a fan? Are you getting paid? I mean,
and again, coming from a big fan, like I'm a big Cub fan. I'm a big Cowboy fan. Spurs fan. I have my teams.
Right.
But I'm not gonna go over there and start throwing blows. Right. I'm not gonna start thumping. Oh.
Hey.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
So my cousin sent me a new Gen Z word, and it's thump. Or thumper.
Thumper.
Right? Thump or thumper. So,
interesting.
What do you think that is?
Well, I'm guessing the way you brought it up, does it have to do with like fighting?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I had no idea.
So the way they put it was it means to fight or a fighter, right? So if you're going to thump. So let's say use it in a sentence. She's ready to thump meaning she's ready to fight.
Right.
Or I'm gonna thump that bitch, right? I'm gonna fight that bitch, right? Or she's the thumper of the group.
She's a fighter.
She's the fighter of the group,
Really?
right?
Thumper.
And the reason is because thumper comes from Bambi,
Yeah.
right? And the bunny, right? It always thumping its feet. And that's where they get it from.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I'm not gonna go thump somebody for a game.
Yeah.
It's a game. It'd be like Iverson, right? It's practice. It's just a game. It's just a game. But me and Cranky did have an issue like that one time. We were in Arizona and we went to go see the Cubs play.
Uh-huh.
And this guy, we're sitting there just watching the game, clapping every once in a while. You know him, he doesn't get too loud.
Enjoying the game.
He's enjoying the game. He's kind of staying to himself. And this guy keeps turning around and just talking and what's up? You want to fight? And I'm like, bro, nobody's talking to you.
What?
Like we're watching the game.
I'm watching the game, bro.
And bro, he did not stop until finally I was ready to get up.
Right.
You know, and Cranky gets me. You know, and I'm like, cool. Like, let's just let it go. Finally, he ends up getting thrown out because he doesn't stop. His girl was embarrassed. Like, you know, she was trying to tell him to stop. I think she even had a Cubs jersey on, but he was mad.
That's probably why.
Because we were Cub fans.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't get the fighting at the games. And let me tell you, I've gone to a Cowboy game almost every year. Okay? And not gonna lie, every year I always see a fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why? You know, I get it when you're playing your rival and there's trash talking going back and forth.
Right.
But it's trash talk.
But to take it that far,
Yeah,
dude,
to take it that far.
to and I didn't. There's video of the guy of that incident.
Yes, there is.
And that was in New England, right?
Yes,
in New England.
Yep.
So so the guy ended up passing away from that fight, and I even saw a video of Texans fans fighting each other. Of all the fucking things, they didn't fight.
This past week?
They didn't fight. No, it was from the Colts, the very first game. I think it was the first game.
I'm pretty sure because they're pissed off at their own team, so they didn't know who was to fight.
There was Colts fans looking at us fighting, and I say us, because I consider myself a Texans fan, but I'm like, these guys are beating the shit out of each other. Like, for what, dude?
Man.
For what? How bad could it be that you're beating up your own fans?
Exactly.
Like, it's dumb, dude. It's dumb. Come on, people. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. And that's mean alcohol was involved, I'm sure, unfortunately.
Oh.
So I'm sure that has a lot to do with everything.
I mean,
But
know that alcohol.
Come on. All right, moving on.
Other sports news.
Yeah, where do you want to go next? Because I don't know where we want to go next on
Did you see the whole Kelsey? Taylor Swift thing.
The Swiftie thing.
So I saw a video today.
What do we think of that?
I saw a video, and it's funny, right? Because the girls call me, they're like, he's a Swiftie. He's a Swiftie. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, you watch Friends too, bro.
I do watch Friends, guys.
Anyway.
I do watch Friends.
My bad.
But it was funny, right? Because, of course, there was no, like, confirmation. And then it was kind of like, we're just hanging out.
Right, yeah.
And she ends up in the suite with his mom.
Right next to his mom.
Yeah, so it's like, you got to read a little bit more into it, right?
Yeah.
But I saw a video today that showed it was this lady, she's sitting down and her husband walks in from work and she goes, "Hey, have you seen this whole Swift thing and the guy that she's dating, the guy Travis?" He's like, "Yeah, Kelsey." She's like, "Yeah, it's funny, right? Or it's cool that she's gonna help him like increase his fandom." And he's like, "Oh yeah, because the 2 Super Bowls that he won didn't do that, right?" Like, no, like he's gonna help him increase his fan base because, and she's like, really, like, stop, like that's not. Yeah, she's helping him. Like, no, it's not. Nah. Yeah, bro, like for real.
He doesn't need it.
But it's funny because today they announced that his jersey sales went up 400%. 400% on what is it called?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I was gonna say FanDuel,
but whatever it's called. Yeah. Fanatics.
There you go.
On Fanatics.
Yeah.
400%. His jersey sales went up 400%.
Oh my god!
So I mean, I guess she is helping him.
The Swifties are out, man.
The Swifties
are out. And of course, there was video at the end of the game yesterday showing them walking out together. Yeah. But I heard from Roxanne, which is funny. She's an Eagles fan, so we're all over the place here.
Yeah.
She said, and it was, and Joe Buck even mentioned it. She was an Eagles fan.
Was she?
Yeah, no, she is.
Oh, she's an Eagles fan.
Self-proclaimed Eagles fan.
Well, and his brother plays for the Eagles.
And of course, yeah, and his brother plays for the Eagles. So, like, what if she goes and messes with him? Maybe his jerseys,
his jersey
sales will go up.
I mean, he's a lineman. I don't know. But you know that
I need to see that documentary. They got a documentary.
Yeah, they do have a documentary.
Yeah,
Did you see what Belichick said?
To who?
About the situation? Because
really?
they asked him. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
what do you think about And he was like, Travis Kelce's had some great catches in his day, but this would be the biggest one. He goes, if he lands this one, this would be the biggest one.
Oh my god!
So that's pretty cool.
But then let's look at the other side now, because we talked about it real quick earlier today in our little group text, and of course Roger was like, "Why the fuck is that news? Like, who fucking cares? It's Taylor Swift. Like, what's the big fucking deal? Like,
That's
and of
'cause
course
he's not a
there's a lot of people though that are gonna feel that way too. It's like, why is that news? Like, because they made it, headline.
Oh yeah, it was on everything.
Like everything.
I mean,
like,
even this morning on our local news, they were talking about it.
Oh god.
Yeah. So
anyway, yeah. So Swifties unite.
Yep.
They're all gonna be Kansas City fans.
I'm not gonna go get a.
No, I'm
Chelsea
definitely
jersey.
not. I'm not. And to finish this off, this just came out today because
Fuck Houston.
Fuck Houston.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, it was a Houston guy that sent the tweet.
Oh, that was
or
that
the
dude?
ex.
He wasn't
Yes.
even from here.
Exactly, he
What
wasn't
a
from here.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot. Talking shit about something that's happening in San
Yeah.
Antonio and you're from Houston. Oh, fuck you. No,
So
fuck you.
if y'all didn't know, if y'all haven't heard yet,
And he's been okay. So we're talking about Wembanyama,
Yeah.
right? Victor's been here. He's been all over the fucking city. He even went to Rudy's. Did you see that?
oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he went
yes,
to
yes.
Rudy's, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Well, then he ends up at I believe it was Southtown 101.
Yes, and
which
then
is-
also the Roof Up.
which is a bar.
Yes.
obviously. And Victor is 19, right?
Yep.
Probably not old enough to be in a bar according
not old
to
enough to
law.
drink.
According to law.
Okay, so there's some bars where as long as you're 18, you can be in there. You
Right.
just can't be served alcohol.
Obviously, right,
And of course,
obviously.
there's other ones that have the signs that state, must be 21 to enter. Of
course,
Fine,
yeah.
okay. They were complaining that he was in a bar and he's not old enough to drink, and this guy literally says it's embarrassing.
Right.
Oh, now we're serving minors. You would never see this in Houston. First of all, you don't want to get into what happens in Houston, because I got tons of reports.
I just saw a TikTok. There's literally prostitutes walking in the middle of the street in
Yep.
fucking Houston.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they're old enough so they get to drink alcohol, I guess,
Yeah, I guess that's
But
not
I'm
a
like,
big-
dude, like really, first of all, it was an opinion, right? Second of all, nobody asked for your opinion.
Nobody said. He said, well,
Yeah.
if you ask me, it's embarrassing. Well, nobody fucking asked
Yeah,
you.
stick to Houston news, man. Believe me, you got tons to
I mean,
report
you
on
got,
over there,
you
man.
got your ragtag fucking baseball team over there.
Exactly.
Follow them.
And then all
I'm a
the
fucking idiot.
stupid issues that are going on over there. Yeah, why don't you report on the drive-by shooting on the 15-year-old? Do that. Like, don't be trying to knock at San Antonio
Yeah.
and Wemby.
It's embarrassing. Shut up.
Oh, Wemby takes it personal and puts 45 on them when he plays Houston.
Louis still holding out hope on that 50 win
50
season.
games, bro, and they're gonna be one of the 50 games.
Yeah, 50. And we're gonna play him. Oh, and then plus that tournament too.
Oh,
That
yeah,
tournament
yeah.
is gonna be-
The
that
in-season-
in-season tournament. That's gonna
Yep.
be interesting news. But yeah, that was a big thing. Nobody from San Antonio said anything about.
So one
this
guy
thing.
commented, right, and he was like, "Look, man, I tried to buy him a shot. Like,
Oh,
I
yes,
was,
I
I
saw
was there
that.
with
I saw
him.
that.
Like, I
Yeah.
saw him
Yeah.
try to buy him a shot, and he said, "No, like, I'm just drinking lemonade."
I want lemonade.
And then other
Yeah.
people, in other place, he was drinking Topo Chico. Like, that's all he was drinking.
Yeah.
And so he was just there hanging
Yeah,
with the
he was just
crowd,
hanging
man.
out,
like,
man.
honestly, bringing exposure to the Spurs.
He had a
and
cowboy hat
He had a cowboy
on.
hat.
He
He's
was
doing the Texas
Blending
thing.
in, man.
And then you're gonna go and knock him? Come on, bro.
That gives me a shirt idea. I'm gonna put the Wembayama with some lemons.
Right
on a
there, you go. Lemonade. Want lemonade?
Lemonade. Oh
Golly.
man, but that's pretty stupid to attack another city for that shit. I mean, he has no idea. He has no idea.
He had nothing. I mean, even other people were just reporting, and they were like, I've never seen any Spurs player drink alcohol. Who cares? Let me tell you something.
Does that matter?
It's off season. If he And I've seen Spurs players drink. Okay, I've been in some parties and clubs when they show up after a game and they lost.
Right.
Nobody was giving them hell. Right. Nobody's saying anything, dude. He's not even playing right now. If it was after a game or the day before a game and then he plays horrible the next day, bring it up. Be like, hey man, you shouldn't have been in the bar drinking. You should have been freaking resting and getting ready for the game. Yeah. But this is off season.
Yeah.
This is off season. There's no reason to freaking even say anything. But of course, Houston is Houston.
Yeah. Well, fuck Houston. Fuck all them. Fuck all them people. Sorry for them, Houston. Fuck you. Yeah, and you know what that sound means.
More beer.
More beer, sir. What do you got? Cucumber?
Yeah, so...
Especial.
We got this Dos Equis.
Was it one of those sampler packs?
Yeah, I got the 12 pack that had the different flavors. So they had cucumber, they had the salt and lime.
You ever had that ranch? That's like that ranch water?
They had a ranch water.
Stuff, right?
Yeah. Ranch water's okay.
I had the Carbac one.
The Carbac one?
Yeah. That one was pretty good. The lime one.
It was okay. There was another one that had ranch water. I can't remember, but they're all right. They're pretty good.
Okay.
Honestly, the ones I like better are the Modelo ones.
Yeah.
They're a lot more flavorful.
Uh-huh. Bursting with flavor.
Dos Equis, but they're good. They're all right. You know, they'll do.
They'll do. They'll do in a pinch. But yeah, so we just posted this question on the Facebook page today because we'd heard it. Like I always tell you, we are not smart enough to come up with these questions, but we did hear it somewhere, and we wanted to bring it on there and see what kind of comments we get. So,
before we that, why don't you share the comment that you just read?
Yes, since we did have a little break again in between our last episode, so Brandon, our old friend Brandon, he loves to comment on our things. So the question was, this was back on which episode? Oh, the laws, Texas laws.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the overtaxing of the female products.
Right,
yes.
Right. And so that's how that came up. And so what I found out, Louis says he's a bartender, right? Mm-hmm. So he's a bartender, and he
actually just stopped being a bartender, which is pretty good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So his comment was, they do tax beer. It's just that generally the bars pay the taxes for you instead of changing their prices. And that's coming straight from somebody who works. So he knows. So he knows what it is.
Which is true. Now I will tell you like this. And this is what I was telling you earlier. They still increase beer prices. I mean, you remember, paying $1 a beer, $1.25 a beer, $1.50 a beer, right?
$1.25.
Now, like if you, which is still does not, it boggles my mind, right? Ultra is not a domestic. It's not a non-domestic. It's not an
import.
It's not an import, right?
Right.
But now they don't say that. Now they say domestic and non-domestic, right? That's how they're getting you now. But it's at a higher premium. So when it's not happy hour, you're paying $4.50 a beer.
Jesus,
you know what I mean? So I get it, right? Like, but the beer prices go up.
Yeah.
However, yes, there's taxes on beer, but it's not a necessity. I mean, to some of us it is. But, to some of us it is, depending on what night of the week you're talking about.
You wouldn't have gotten through those COVID days if it wasn't for alcohol.
Man, my cousin was bringing me beer when I was locked up, when I was in quarantine. Yeah. But, you know, it's not a necessity. And the female products, the reason it was highlighted was because it is a necessity, and the government knows that. And that's why they were taxing them more.
Yeah, that's right. We mentioned that.
And beer is not a necessity. However,
they still charge.
And they still bring it up. And, you know, and however, we're still going to pay it.
Yeah, they're still going to drink it. Thank you, Sabrina, for bringing that up. And that was obviously Brandon's comment on that.
Yes.
But
today we had a question.
Yeah, so we did post the question today as we're recording.
So we posted it on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. So it states like this. Okay, ladies and germs. Should a man have to pay for everything, and everything is capitalized, everything, if he wants to take a woman on a date? Meaning he's going to pay for the babysitter, he's going to pay for the Uber or Lyft if it's required, and dinner, etc. I mean, who knows, drinks, whatever else is right there, right?
Right.
So we want your thoughts. Now, we did post this. We did get some feedback already, but we want to hear your feedback as well. So when you listen to this, feel free to comment on Spotify. Feel free to comment on our Facebook, on our Instagram. We want to know your thoughts, okay? Should a man pay for everything? Now, we're going to go over some of the comments, right? We're going to go over some of the comments. So one of the comments says, first of all, why are you even paying for Uber Lyft? A man should have a car. If you're going to go out with a guy, basically, he should have a car. Like, why are you worried about that, right? But let's just say they are using that.
Right.
Then yes, this is his take. Then yes, everything but a babysitter.
Right.
She agreed to go out on the date, so she has to have some interest, meaning that she's going to figure out a way, right? And of course, our response was that crossing the A line, like to be asked to pay for the babysitter?
Right.
And then his response was yes, because unlike what you see in movies, we don't hire strangers to babysit our kids. It's usually like a family member or a friend that that you're gonna get, right?
Or if you're Hispanic.
Yeah, or if you're Hispanic or the neighbor, right?
You're not gonna call, you're not gonna go to Angie's List and find a babysitter. No, you're gonna ask
get
your
Sharon or Karen to come
grandma.
over. Yeah,
you're gonna ask grandma or cousin or somebody.
All right, we had Roger also comment, and he's like, in true form, right? Women's perspective, we want equal pay. And then men, okay, so then we're gonna pay this tab down the middle. And then the woman's like, whoa, that's not what I meant, right? We also had Larry comment.
Oh, Larry.
Yeah, Larry. He said, that's a tough one because as a single guy, I've struggled with this choice for a while. And then, so we asked, well, would you even think to offer to pay for a babysitter? And he says, no way, unless we were like on a serious relationship already. So I have my take on this. Okay, I agree with Larry. I am kind of agreeing. I agree with some of it.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense, though.
I agree with some of it. Now, I do agree with the first comment, right? Where I don't see the Uber thing being an issue, or it shouldn't be, because if I'm going to take somebody on a date, I'm going to go pick them up.
True.
Okay, I'm going to pick them up.
That's how things are.
That's how it used to be. That's the old-fashioned way, right?
That's how
I'm going to go pick you up. I'm going to go knock on the door, do the gentleman thing.
Right.
Okay. Now, if they're wanting an Uber or a Lyft, one, that means that maybe they're not comfortable with you coming to their house, right?
True.
So why would they want you to pay for it? And then what?
They're going to know where you live.
Exactly. So if you're wanting me to pay for your Uber or Lyft, I'm going to need your address because I have to pay for it.
Hello.
And I'm going to have your address. So either way,
how am I going to send them over there?
I might as well just go pick you up myself.
Right.
Which
is the old-fashioned thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously, I haven't dated in a long time, but when you think about dating, that's what you think about. You think about the courtship.
Yes.
Okay, right? Okay, I'm gonna go pick her up. I'm going to pay for dinner. I'm going to do what you how would you say? How would you think like a woman would think that you would do? Pay for dinner and all
what
that.
I've told our girls, right, is if somebody's going to ask you out, they're not going to text you, I'm here. They're not going to honk so you can go outside. Their ass better come to the door and knock. And then ask,
Because
for you.
Louie wants to see them.
Hell yeah.
You're damn right.
You damn right. They're going to know who I am. So I'm going to open the door and then they have to ask, is so-and-so here? Can I'm here to pick up so-and-so, whatever. That's the way you court somebody.
Right.
You go to their house, you knock on their door, you pick them up. And you know what? Go further than that. Do men even open doors anymore?
Nah.
Right? So I'll tell you like this. I do, right? I go and I open
Oh,
the door.
you were a gentleman scholar.
Right. But here's the thing. I'm showing these girls here what
How
to
it should
expect.
be. Right.
Because I want it to be an expectation from them and not, oh, he opened my door. No, that's supposed to be done. Don't make that be the all in, oh, he did this, so okay, whatever. No, it doesn't go that way.
You're making me look bad.
Well,
you're making me look bad,
saying,
sir.
but you have boys.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So they're going to see me not open the door.
As long as they're not trying to date these girls, they're good because they're going to have expectations.
Oh,
but you know what I mean?
Like,
funny. So, I mean, just do the gentleman thing. Oh, you go pick them up. Now, are you paying for the date? I say yes.
Of course.
You invited them.
Yeah, obviously.
It wasn't like, hey, do you want to meet over here? Hey, do you want to meet over here? Honestly, I think if she invited you on a date, shit, if she wanted to pay, I'm good for it.
True.
Right?
That's
However,
true.
I'm always going to try to pick up the tab.
Or you can either pay for it or maybe at least say half.
Yeah. Hey, can I help? Or
yeah, exactly.
Or let me do the tip.
That's a different way of seeing it. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, let me give the tip, and then we're going to go on another route on that one.
Now, if I don't get the tip now, I'm going to get it later. Let me tell you.
But you know what I mean? Like, I would be paying if I'm the one that asked her out. Right. I'm going to be paying for dinner.
Yeah,
I'm going to be paying for drinks.
That's a given.
Now, if she says, "Hey, I want to go do this, I want to go do that," go. You want to go?
Yeah.
I'll tell them what I tell the kids. Hey, I want to go to Top Golf. You got Top Golf money? All right. I want to go.
You got a job?
I want to go to Bentley's. You got Bentley money?
You got Bentley?
I want to go to Smoke. No, we don't want to go to Smoke.
Oh, God.
We don't want to even touch on that one.
Oh, that's
we don't want to touch on that one. We'll touch on that one later.
Yeah. Later on.
But you know what? I agree. Now, again, the Uber thing, unless after the date, it's like, hey, I really want to go home, and we have plans, or I have plans to go do something else, I'll get you an Uber home.
True, and that was mentioned.
I'll pay for that.
Right, that was mentioned as well.
But I'm not paying for you to come to see me in an Uber. I'm going to go pick you up.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Now, the babysitting?
See, that's where I would think everybody would have a problem with, because I would have a problem with that.
If you were asked?
Yes.
Okay.
I would be like, wait a minute, hold on. First of all, that ain't my baby, right? Okay, which is a mean way of saying it, but, I mean, really?
Who's that baby daddy?
Tell the baby daddy to take care of him. Yeah. Shit. Anyway, that's how I feel. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm the pappy.
So from life, here's the only time I think you pay for the babysitter.
Really? You think those on?
There is a time.
Okay.
And here's the way I see it.
Okay.
Okay. One, I kind of agree with Larry. If we were already dating,
of course,
not on the first date. If we were already dating, right? And we were in a little bit of a relationship. Hey, let's pay somebody to watch them. Okay. Yeah, different. Now, the only time that I would pay for a babysitter on the first date is if I asked her out and I said, hey, I got these tickets, or I got this, I got that. Let's go. I don't have anybody to watch the kids. I have kids, and I don't have anybody to watch them.
Right.
Okay, can you find somebody? Man, I probably could. I don't know. Might have to pay them. Guess what? I'll pay the babysitter for you to go out with me. Because it's not her asking me. It's me offering her.
Okay.
It's me saying, hey, I really want to take you out.
Right.
So I'll pay for somebody to watch your kids so I can take you out.
I got it. Okay.
Now, are there intentions there?
You really want that tip. You really want that tip.
However, that'd be the only time or the only way that I would offer to pay for a babysitter.
See,
because I really want to go out with this person.
Right. Yeah,
we're in a relationship.
Of course. Yeah, if it's been months, or 5-6 months even, something happens, you go, hey, we got these tickets, you want to go? No, we can't. Okay, I'll pay for the babysitter if you can go. That makes sense. That does make sense. But first date, second date, third date, if she's asking for money for a babysitter, I'm I'm sorry.
At that point, I'm like, hey, man, I'm giving you enough notice.
Yeah.
Find somebody. Okay? Your
don't
mama
know,
don't want to
man.
help. Your grandma don't want to help. Your
Hello?
sister, your best friend, your cousin.
You got to know somebody.
You ain't got nobody?
Yeah.
Like, and I think we're at the age, like, if we were dating, I'm like, I know you ain't got no 3-year-old, and if you do, I know you got a 16-year-old. Can your 16-year-old watch your 3-year-old? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we were in our 20s, that'd be different. Maybe even our early 30s. Bro, at our age, I'm like, if you got a 3-year-old, we got problems.
Yeah, this is San Antonio. Yeah,
You're
this
right.
is San Antonio.
You're right.
But yeah, man. I mean, no, that does make sense. That does make sense. So either if it's been a long time, 6-7 months, a year, that's understandable. But to outrightly say, "Hey, I'm not going out unless you pay for a babysitter for me," I don't know, man.
No.
See that and that.
That,
and
to me, that is crossing the line.
That's even a way, and even the way that she would say it. Like, I don't even know if I would do it if she asked politely. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be a line there, man.
So,
come on.
A comment just came in.
Oh, really?
2 minutes ago.
This is how live we are.
From Arrow's Photos. So this is someone that kind of follows us on our social media. But they said, just get married, then it doesn't matter anymore.
No.
We're not there yet, guys. We're not there. We're still talking about the first.
We're still talking about
the
initial tip.
Yeah, initial tip, exactly. So we did have hey, oh, hold on. We just got some more.
Really?
So Sabrina commented. And
we
says,
have no idea who that is.
Yeah, we don't know. Sabrina,
who?
State your name. Date of birth.
Okay.
So she says, I don't think so. Unless it's a my treat type of date. Meaning, do you pay for everything? And she goes, I don't think so. Unless it's a my treat type of date. Saying,
okay.
Hey, it's my treat. I'm taking you out.
Okay.
Then you pay for everything. That's her.
She's saying and babysitter?
Yeah. So, but she says otherwise. If you're buying movie tickets, I'm buying snacks. If you're getting drinks, I'm buying food. And sometimes I'll even take you on a date because you deserve it, and I want to treat you. Again, so we're not talking about the first date. We're talking about now in a relationship, right? However, but in the first date, I still think she's doing the same. Like, hey, if you're gonna get movie tickets, let me buy the snacks.
Okay.
This is her, and this is literally the way she thinks. She really thinks this way. Okay.
Right.
And even though you hate, now she's talking to me. Even though you hate when I pay, it shouldn't be expected that men pay for it all, especially on the first date. Is what she's saying. This was actually an expectation set way back when women didn't typically work or have income, and they were being courted.
Aha.
Okay.
See? Yeah.
In today's culture, women wanted equal rights and pay, so we all work. So this is no longer the case, but most still have this men ain't whatever if they don't pay on the first date, right?
Man ain't
They
shit.
ain't shit.
Is that what you mean? Man ain't shit. Okay.
Mentality. So it's an investment. It's an interview, if you will. And if they offer to pay, it's a nice gesture, but it shouldn't be expected. Okay? So in conclusion, because she writes a book, unless offered to be taken care of, I believe they should both be equally financially responsible for a date.
I see.
This is her take. Now, this is coming from a woman, right?
Woman, yeah.
And
which
so
is I said, I was like, damn it, we need a women's perspective.
So this guy, Craig, he responded to hers and says, well said. So he liked it.
Okay.
Tracy commented. She says, no, women can contribute. Okay. This is my cousin Tracy. She came out here. So we have Mandy on here. So Mandy, I think she's commented before on one of our things. And so she says, I mean, if he didn't make the kids, then why should he pay for the babysitter? And if y'all are a blended family, then his money should be her money and her money his, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But a first date or dating before a relationship type of thing should be paid for by whoever put out the invite, which is what we talked about.
True, yeah.
That's just good manners, whether it's a romantic setting type date or inviting a friend to go do something. Like, you don't invite people, then tell them they got to pay.
Right.
You know, and there used to be a saying, you know, back in the day, and like when we would go to church, a lot of times they're like, hey, let's go out to eat after the service, right?
Right.
So there was a saying that people used to say, is that el que invite paga. So whoever invites pays.
Right.
So I'm not inviting you to go eat unless I'm willing to pay for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say, hey, let's go eat over here after service.
And now you're gonna.
And then he'll be like, okay, cool. And then they're gonna show up and well, they don't have no money. So I get what Mandy's saying. Like, if you're
Yeah.
inviting somebody, then yes, because you're asking them out on a date, and you know. But I also get what Sabrina says, where she's saying, "Hey, wait a minute.
It's a time. It's a sign of the times.
This is getting to know each other,
right?
So, hey, you get the tickets. I got snacks,
right?
You know,
right.
You got drinks. I'll get some food. I'll get some appetizers. You know what I mean?
I think what struck me about that question was because of what she's saying. Right now, in today's society, I actually think women actually they don't mind doing that. Maybe not all of them, but I think some women don't mind paying either half or volunteering to pay. Because before, obviously, it was expected,
correct,
for the guy to pay for everything.
Correct.
But nowadays, I think everything's different, and I think maybe that's what got me about the question, because this person that was saying this was like defiantly saying, no, this guy, if he wants me to go with him, if he wants my time, he's got to pay for dinner, he's got to pay for Uber, he's got to pay for drinks, he's got to pay for the babysitter. And that was and the guy, the radio guy was like, well, what do you mean he's got to pay for the babysitter? He's like, yeah, if he wants me to go out with him, he's got to pay for the babysitter. And I think that's why I had that question, was because it was like, but that's not how things are.
Exactly.
Nowadays, not so much, because obviously it's expected for a guy to do that. But I don't know. I think that's why I thought it was weird, because I think women would rather volunteer to pay sometimes.
Honestly, man, I think the way Sabrina put it, I think in the culture that we're in now, women. Most women,
exactly.
I think have the same mentality as well. They're like, hey, we've fought to be more independent. We've fought to, to have more. So it's not going to be an expectation anymore.
True.
Now, I will tell you, there are some, and I know some, right? I'm not going to say how. But there are some that still are, you're doing everything.
Right.
You invited me, you're going to do everything. Like, you need to do everything, and I want this, and I want that. And then they're going to go on, and, I mean, be careful where you take them, because they're going to get everything, The
most expensive thing on the menu.
The one thing I learned about Sabrina, man, when we started going out, right?
Oh, story time.
This girl, you got to be careful when you say, what do you want? Because she likes variety.
Yeah, okay. You mentioned that. Yeah.
So I want this, I want that, I want this, and I want that. And I'm like,
no, who's what?
I'm like, okay. So in her eyes, we're sharing everything.
Right.
And I get it. But I don't eat 4 appetizers. And then a freaking entree with 3 sides. And like, I don't do that. That's not, man, I'm 46 years old. My stomach can't hold all that anymore, man.
I want something for me.
So I'm like, you have a platter, right? You gotta. I said, now we're going to go to like the Twin Peaks, and we're going to go to Buzz. We're going to get platters, because it has a little bit of everything.
Put one of everything on it.
But no, when we go somewhere, she's like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. And of course, me, I'm like, get it. Just get it. And then there we are bringing, boxes of food, right?
Feeding the neighborhood.
But that's one thing that I did learn, and it was like, she likes variety, so she likes to sample things.
Right.
So if you find somebody like that, go find a place that has samplers.
Samplers.
So that way you can order
samplers.
Samplers,
like crazy. Like, that won't happen with me and Roxanne, because we'll be like, what are you gonna get? Well, I'm gonna get this. Do you want to share it? Well, no. We don't share anything. Like, and every so often, right? We go to the restaurant thinking that we are gonna share something.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we get there, and then it's like, no, I'm gonna get this. Well, I want this. Okay, so we get completely different plates.
And we've done the same thing. So typically we share.
Yeah.
But every once in a while we'll get to a place and, oh, I want this, and I'm like, oh, okay, are we sharing that? No. I'm like, oh, then let me see what I'm gonna get. So, because honestly, when we go out now, I'm not even thinking about what I want to eat, because I'm like, whatever she picks, we're gonna split it. Doesn't matter.
Right.
When she throws the curveball, when she says, well, no, this is mine. What are you gonna get? And I'm like, let's see. Now, every once in a while, we will do the whole half and half thing. Like, I'll get chicken strips, you get a burger.
Yeah.
I'll get wings, you get this, and we'll split it.
True.
Cool. We do that, right?
Right.
There's your variety. Don't ask for more. But, if I'm inviting,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay.
Yeah.
And that's just my mentality. Now I see where the women are coming from, right? Mandy and Sabrina and Tracy, and
Right.
I see where everybody's coming from. No, they shouldn't. It shouldn't be an expectation, and we not only do we want to contribute, I think they feel sometimes they have to because they don't want to have to owe the guy.
They don't want to worry about that tip later.
Exactly. they're like, when does the tip come in, right? They don't want to be thinking about that. I think a lot of women sometimes feel that way too. They're like, well, I don't want to have everything paid for because then there's an expectation.
What's his end game?
If I'm expecting for him to pay, then he's going to be expecting something from me later, right? So and I believe that. I believe that some women feel that way too. They don't want the expectation of having to owe or I'll get you next time or something like that. It's like, hey, this is the first date, or hey, we're barely courting. Let's help each other out.
Yeah.
Let's fill each other out. Like Sabrina said, movies, snacks. Drinks, appetizers, like whatever it is, and we split it down the middle.
I wish we could talk to someone who's actually maybe going through that to see what they're doing, to see what they're actually doing.
Listening.
Because if you're single and trying to date, or just recently went out on a date, like that would be cool to find out what the experience was like.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they pay for everything? Was he cordial?
Exactly.
Is chivalry dead? According to Louie, no, but I think...
that was a question that I saw. So there's a page that I follow on Facebook, right? It's called Love Quotes or something like that.
Aww.
And they come... Well, and it's not... let me tell you. It's not about all love. Let me tell you. It's funny because they throw out questions like that. And that was one of the questions. Is chivalry dead?
Is chivalry dead?
Do men still open doors? Do things like that. And so... those are some questions that I wanted to, to put out there as well. And then we just haven't, but those are questions where like, hey, does it still happen?
Yeah.
Do they do that stuff? I'll tell you, I just go above and beyond, right?
Yeah.
I do that, but again, I'm also setting an expectation not only for the girls, but also for the boys.
Right.
The boys, I'm showing them like, hey, what they can be doing. That honestly shouldn't be expected. It should be expected.
Yeah.
Now from a guy, right? Should be expected. The women I don't think expect it anymore. I think to them it's like when it happens, it happens.
Right. That's what. Yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like we're times have changed.
Times have changed.
Times have changed.
They sure have.
We could say that. Put it that way. Like times have changed. It's not the same as it was anymore. And obviously, chivalry isn't dead. Completely. That's true. Like, there are still some guys out there. I mean, Louie, case in point, Louie, he's that kind of gentleman who opened doors and
it's funny because the young ones,
like that.
The little ones, now that they see it, right?
Yeah.
So when we're going to the car, they run to open the door. I got it. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
good. You're learning, right?
Right.
You're learning. And, every once in a while, I got to let them know, like, hey, we're going to a restaurant. They're the first ones to the door. And I'm like, well, open the door.
Yeah.
Open the door. Hold it open for, not only for us to walk in, if anybody
somebody
walking
else
out.
is coming, yeah.
Open the door, hold it open for them, Just trying to teach them those things. Honestly, they're called manners.
True.
And that I have seen, diminish. It has gone down quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
But it's not dead.
No.
It's still there. I just think that some people get surprised when it happens.
Well, yeah.
And that's what I don't want the expectation to be for the girls. I want them to have the expectation that it
should happen.
It should happen.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, should you feel offended? I mean, kind of. You're the woman. Now women probably don't feel that way, but I do. And that's what I'm teaching the boys. So.
Louie's gonna create his own website. Louie's chivalrous page.
Oh man, I have.
Look for that.
I literally have a list that I sent to the boys, even to my sons, to the older ones still, of how to be men. Just stand up when you shake somebody's hand.
True.
Greet everybody when you enter a room.
Right.
When you're leaving, dismiss yourself. You know what I mean? Don't just walk out like, hey, so and so left.
Back.
Like say bye to everybody. Little things like that. That I'm just, even though they're already older. Mine are 24 and 20.
Yeah.
They're older, but these are still things that if they don't know, I want them to know because they should be doing that. Open the door for a woman. You know what I mean? And those are the things that I'm trying to teach the little ones over here. So
Yeah, so that actually brings up a good point, because the older one, he's oh shit, 15, 16.
Dang.
He's already and he went over to a friend's house for the first time. And he'd never been out. He's always in the room, and he asked us one day, and he's like, "It's okay if we're like, whoa, what? Where'd this come from?" Because and it was just a friend thing. He just wanted to go with his friends and hang out. Well, on the way over there, I'm just telling them, I'm kind of like, okay, well, if you meet the parents, you make sure you introduce yourself, make sure you say hi, make sure be cordial. If you need to use a bathroom, make sure you say, can you point me to the bathroom, or can you show me the bathroom? Like, don't assume like that's not your house.
Exactly.
That's not your house. Like, you're in somebody else's house. You be cordial. You greet the parents. You tell them thank you. You tell them this. When you're leaving, you say thank you for letting me come over. This and that. And so in the car ride over there, I'm just bombarding
you're
them
with everything.
I'm like, this is what you need to do because you may be kind. And it wasn't even even a girl. It was parents.
But you know what? I think that's kind of lost in this day and age because when we were younger, we were always at friends' houses, right? Yeah. Now they communicate online through their gaming, through their phones, through whatever.
Right.
And I think that's their friendship, and then that's cool.
Yeah.
The going to friends' houses has kind of gone away a little bit.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But you're right. Like when that is gonna happen, you want them to know. You want them to know your expectations.
Yes.
If their friend came over
exactly.
here.
Right.
Is that your house, kid? Don't be just walking around and going into rooms.
And, and I'm the type of guy that would tell them too. I was like, you need something?
Are you lost?
Yeah. Hello? But anyway, chivalry's not dead.
Yeah.
Teach your kids to be cordial.
And we want you to comment, so don't forget, comment on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, Faceback. Some Faceback. What was that from the other guys? That was the app that he created, Faceback, or was it? He said you could take a picture of the back of somebody's head and see what their face looked like. What the heck? Facebook, Instagram.
Oh shit!
Comment, leave your comments.
Yeah, don't forget if you wanna. Subscribe and leave us money too. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye. So a lot of things have been popping up. There's a smoke thing. Yeah, we'll save that for the last.
Yeah,
there's a smoke thing here locally in San Antonio that's going on. But we're talking about the late great Harry Carey between. No, we try not to make this a sports thing, but it was so fucking hilarious going back and thinking about Harry Carey. If you don't know who Harry Carey is, he used to be an announcer for the Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
He's long passed away, but he would say things and do things that were just crazy.
You had to know that he was drunk half the time.
I'm sure he was, and he had his restaurant.
Yeah,
he had a restaurant.
And he was drinking, and Budweiser used to be the beer of the Cubs for a while.
He's a Cubs fan and a Bud man. That's right.
He was a spokesperson for Bud, and he was drinking. So, man, he used to butcher some names.
Yeah.
He used to say some off the wall crap, like we were listening to one where they were like, well, the sun's coming out, much to the delight of the fans, and then he comes out with, and the daughters are out too. Oh my goodness. Oh.
And it was funny because what brought it up was we were talking about it, but then I'm like, remember he used to say shit like, Ken Caminiti, Caminiti spelled backwards is eating whatever.
Yeah, and we literally just saw a video there where he says, Andres Galarraga, and that spelled backwards is our... I'm like, what the heck? Why?
Oh, God.
I'm like, I know you had more stuff to fill in with, man.
And then Steve Stone, his Harry was like, well, Harry.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure he was done with him, bro. I'm pretty sure he was gone when he retired, man. He was happy when he retired.
Oh, shit. We were talking about that. Louis brought up the Tupac thing, which is
the conspiracy.
A lot of conspiracy things.
Yeah, man, there's a lot more coming out. I was seeing one where they were talking about that they don't believe that he was shot on the Strip. So it wasn't on the Strip. I've gone by where it was at, and you turn off the Strip. I think it's on Flamingo. You turn off the Strip, and when you're going down Flamingo, you get to a light. There's a hotel on the right. There's a store on the left, and right there is where apparently he was shot. But it's still so close to the Strip.
So it wasn't on actual Las Vegas Strip.
So when you're coming down Las Vegas Strip, when you get to, I think you pass Flamingo, and then you get, well, it's right before you get to Flamingo. There's I don't know if it was Westin or Bally's. I don't know what hotel's right there in between. So you take a right on Flamingo, and when you get on Flamingo, you turn off the Strip, you turn on Flamingo, and that's where he was shot.
Uh-huh.
But they're saying, it was so close to the Strip that nobody heard shots.
Right.
Right? There were no shell casings. But apparently the shell casings were found in that raid that they did that we talked about,
you talked about
a few episodes ago, where they raided that house in Nevada. Apparently they found the shell casings. So what they're saying is, the story is, first of all,
why would somebody keep the shell casings?
So
anyway,
so the story goes, the reason they kept them is because that was the proof, so that way they can. Remember, it was a whole Puff was supposed to be involved in this, did he?
Oh yeah.
So it was supposed to be the proof, right? He never paid the money. That's why Biggie was shot.
Okay.
So
that's right.
So the story goes is that they shot, and it wasn't them that drove off. Even though when you see, reenactments, they show them shooting, and then they speed off, and then Suge takes off, makes a turn, crashes or whatever, and then they end up, that's when everybody goes and gets to them.
Right.
And right away, the police were on them. Right.
Right. Yeah.
But people are saying, well, nobody heard shots. If you would have heard shots, police would have been there faster. First of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, the reenactment shows the shooters leave. But the story goes is that the shooters, after they shot, they didn't leave. Suge left. The shooters got out and picked up the casings. And I'm like, but then another story is, well, they shot from inside the car, so the casings stayed in the car.
Should have been in
so
the
there's
car.
so many stories, right?
Yeah.
But the conspiracy where you have other people coming out, there was a recent one that was talking about the autopsy. Autopsy. Yeah. So Tupac was whatever he was, 5'9", 5'10", 100 and something pounds.
Yeah.
The autopsy shows the person that is Tupac deceased was 6'2" or 6'4" and 220 pounds.
Wow.
So it didn't match up,
obviously.
Right?
Yeah.
Then, of course, people are like, well, nobody really even saw his body after the hospital because he was cremated.
Wow.
And pretty quickly. And get this, he was cremated. The person that did the cremation was given somebody said 3,000, but I've heard 3 million. Whoa. Right, to do it because it was very quick,
fast,
And then not only that, now they can't even find that person. So there's a lot of stories, and it's like, what's true? And no, we've seen him here, we've seen him over there, and there's a lot of spottings, right?
The daughter
and the daughter came out and was like, well, I'm the daughter, and he was at my birthday, and this was after the shooting, and all this, whatever, dude.
He bought me a card, and
we used to hear stories like that about Elvis, right?
Oh,
after,
God.
Right. He was spotted here and he was spotted there.
We read the National Enquirer too much.
Yeah, and
as kids.
But those kind of went on for, I'd say, maybe about a decade.
Yeah.
Maybe close to 2.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
No, it's been a while. Yeah.
But we're already going on 3 decades. Tupac being shot and being killed, and they're still coming out with, well, no, I swear I saw him. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
you don't.
And then of course all his albums that came out, they were like, there's no way with as many albums that have come out after he passed away,
right,
that he had that much
saved up.
Yeah, saved up to create more albums.
Right,
so they're like, he
right.
had to have been making more music.
Yeah.
It's just hard to, you know what I mean? Of course, people are reaching on some points,
Of
but
course.
I don't know.
Now the other thing that came out, Louis, it's in the video about the moon landing.
Yes, that it was fake.
That it was fake.
That it was staged in Clovis, New Mexico.
Right, and it was a soundstage type thing or a huge
it was two hangars.
hangar.
It was two hangars
right.
put together.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they shoveled in a bunch of rock and dirt and stuff.
And they mixed in
some cement
to make it
to
look,
cover it, to make it look like
it was moon.
The moon. Yeah. And they painted the ceilings and the walls black, and apparently this guy took it to his deathbed, and in his deathbed he had a deathbed confession saying, well, I was part of that, I was there, and it wasn't real.
Right.
I mean, I've heard a lot of stories of that we never did land on the moon.
Yeah.
Right. Matter of fact, I've heard there's been other countries coming back and saying that never happened.
Russia.
Because you could,
Russia's come out and said something that there's no way.
Yeah. And so I'm like, why haven't we been back?
Why? Yeah, exactly. Like, if it was so easy, okay, maybe it wasn't easy to get there.
Right. But if we did, then why haven't we gone back? Why don't we have more video? Why don't we have more people getting there, and you know what I mean?
Right.
And then just yesterday, I was watching the news, and I see that there's a capsule that just came back and landed somewhere in, like, I don't know, Montana, or I don't know where it landed, but that it has samples of an asteroid. And I'm like, okay, so we haven't been able to go back to the moon, but we were able to get onto an asteroid and take samples of the asteroid.
Was this Armageddon? How did they collect this?
Yeah, I don't know. And so this is supposed to show scientists or give them more information on how the Earth was created, how it formed, how the universe formed, and all these things. And I'm like,
how is that possible?
I don't know, man. Again, when you hear some of the conspiracies, I'm like, I get it. I kind of, I can see that.
Right.
I see it. But then all these other things start coming out. I'm like, man, you're reaching, and now you're making it unbelievable. I was with you for a little bit. You got me. But I'm
the alien thing.
Yeah, like
Remember?
The alien thing, yes.
It was like, well, it's kind of believable. Yeah. Maybe not. It's like Bigfoot.
Well, it's like the lady on the plane.
That motherfucker.
It's not real.
There's been a lot of stuff that been coming out about her too.
Yeah, and then she came out, did an interview, and then they're like, "That's not even her."
Yeah, there was somebody.
else, and it's like,
and then she was wearing the same thing.
That's her travel outfit.
Yeah, she wears that all the time.
Yeah,
everywhere she goes, she wears that same thing. Like, when first people were looking for her just because they thought she was a badass chick.
Yeah,
where's that chick at? She's fucking she's pretty and all that. And then after a while, everybody was like, wait a minute. Like, now she's got, like, all these followers on Instagram. And then she's got all this stuff. And it's like, well, what was she really doing it for? Because nobody's apparently ever seen the guy.
Exactly. Nobody interviewed the guy.
Nobody talked to the guy. Nobody went up to him afterwards and said, hey, buddy, like, hey, what was that about? Like, nobody questioned that guy.
Exactly.
Where'd he go?
Yeah. Was there a guy?
But she said that motherfucker's not real. But
and then there was another one in
her Instagram
Europe
page. Somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Her Instagram blew up. She got followers now. I'm pretty sure she's making money. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's now an influencer, I guess.
Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, just to go back on the moon thing, like, it's true. Why haven't we gone back?
That's my question.
With this type of, we have fucking billionaires that are creating their own rocket ships.
Yeah, going out to space.
Going up to space and coming back and saving them. They're even saving the goddamn rockets themselves. You know, they're coming down and landing themselves and all that shit. We can't get another vehicle to go to the moon and just come back?
I know that they were selling spots because apparently they want to make condos on the moon.
No, you can save that because we know what happened to that thing that went under the fucking water.
Exactly.
I'm not fucking going to the moon.
I'm not going to the moon.
Well, why do we want to go? Let somebody else go.
Exactly.
That's fine.
But document it.
Yeah, exactly.
Document it so we can see it. So that way we know it's not a conspiracy.
There's a, Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What do people think? I gotta know, like, what people really think.
What do y'all really
because
think, guys? I mean, to
did
me,
we really go to the moon? Did we not go to the moon?
has this been all BS
Is
that we were
Tupac-
taught in freaking school?
You're right. Is Tupac alive?
Is Tupac alive?
Is there a Loch Ness monster? Does
Yeah,
Bigfoot
Bigfoot
real?
exists.
God damn it! I was wearing my shirt too.
Chupacabra, La Llorona.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll end with here deep down in San Antonio.
Oh, nice downtown San Antonio.
So apparently there was a shooting this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There was a concert. I think it was a Boozy. I don't know.
It started somebody with
One
a
of
B.
them, right?
Somebody with a B.
One of the bees.
Yeah, bees.
So right before his concert, there was a shooting there at the local place, right? And reports were that the guy was shot in the head in the front row.
In the front row.
Right in front of the
right,
stage.
Front, right. Blood.
Yeah. Then it came out that no, he was shot in the stomach. Okay, that was another report. Yesterday, I'm looking at the news feeds, and one of our local stations comes out and says, this is the man that was arrested. First of all, I saw a picture of the guy holding a gun. It didn't look like him. However,
That motherfucker
was not real. However, he was, apparently this guy was arrested. And
Yeah.
even Cranky looked at it. He's like, dude, how can you not tell this guy was up to no good when you walked in? Right?
It was a dirty.
Second of all, I know when I've gone over there, they search me very well.
head to toe.
Like if I'm, smuggling freaking drugs and that thing, right?
In your crevice.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, they're searching me. So I'm like, how did this guy get a gun in there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the report is he was arrested, but he didn't shoot anybody. He shot in the air. Okay? He shot in the air. And the guy that was on the floor bleeding was because he fell because he went into shock thinking he got shot. So he was bleeding from his face, from his nose because he hit the floor. I'm like, you missed me with that one, guys, because there were people. I even had family members that were there, and they were like, this dude got shot right in front of us. Like, he was shot.
Shit.
He was shot.
Yeah. Wow.
So all they did was clear the scene of him
just kind of
and the guy, swept them over,
Yeah.
and the concert
And the
continued.
concert went on.
The show must go on. I get it.
Yeah.
Right? Then the next day, they're inviting everybody, bring the kids, we're having the Cowboy game,
Cowboys
blah, blah,
are
blah, right?
playing.
And so people were commenting on their page. People were posting, TikToks.
Everything.
And all these people are getting blocked from the page of that business.
Right.
Because it's like they don't want the negative attention, I guess.
Of course.
But why not come out and make a statement? Why not come out and say, hey, look, we've upped security. We've done this. This wasn't true. Say something.
Right.
They haven't come out to say anything.
And they're not.
And they're not.
Because
And literally, I'm thinking the report they gave was to the news,
Right.
and the news gave out their report.
Right.
Because if you ask other people and you look at other videos, this guy was shot
That
right in front of him.
motherfucker got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was shot in this. And you see the guy's pointing the gun, and he's literally pointing it right at the guy. He's not pointing it in the air. The picture that I saw,
Really?
he's pointing it at the guy, but he's not pointing at his head. He's pointing like at his abdomen.
Yeah.
And apparently that was right before he shot. There's a picture. Again,
Grassy knoll.
yeah, conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, could it have been Photoshop? We don't know. Like,
and there's a lot of shit that
but
can be Photoshop. Yeah.
I would expect for the business to come out and make
Yeah,
a statement
and say something.
and say, "Hey,
If anything that involves guns, blood.
it's safe now. You can come
You're
out
right,
here.
yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
Don't
exactly.
don't come out and not say anything and then have people wondering. I'm sorry, man. You're gonna lose people. I mean,
Yeah. And it was about money. I
It
mean,
was
if
about
that
money.
was the case,
because you're gonna have to refund all these people that went to go see that artist.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna lose money by shutting down, especially because how are they gonna pay that dude? I mean,
Exactly.
obviously, I mean, really.
Yep.
That's all it was. If all this happened,
And somebody posted that money
Right.
over lives.
that's
what it's about.
That's what it is. That's all it was. And if they care about money more than they do about people getting shot in their own place, then they're gonna stay open.
People
which is
ask,
crazy.
how would he have gotten the gun in? And honestly, man, when I've gone there before, I've literally seen people passing drugs through the fence.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, bro, why you gonna? You can hide drugs. Like you can put it in your wallet. They're not opening your wallet. You can stick it
You
in,
can hide it in a
your
fucking sock.
You know what I mean? Like they're not searching you. They're not strip searching you. I mean, you know, I felt like I was strip searched that day, but they're not doing that, right?
Unless you got
but I'm like, if you
metal.
were able to pass drugs through the fence, I can imagine a gun being passed over. I can imagine something.
They gotta find a. I don't know, man. There's ways. You know, there's ways that they get through that. But I mean, come on, drugs.
But that right there. So the Wimby thing was not a. How do you say, like a bad negativity, you know, thing that came out.
Yeah.
This thing was.
Yeah.
This thing did leave a black mark on San Antonio and the spot.
Because it's a popular spot.
It's a popular
obviously.
spot. I mean, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I saw I saw Luke Campbell there.
Dude, we went for the Bad Bunny after party there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's a
we had
popular
a dumbass
place.
that showed up and wanted to fight there, but that, you know, different story again.
You said,
And
hey, buddy, you're not at a football game.
Exactly. Damn freaking Astro fan. That's what he was.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, really?
Trash
Houston again.
Yeah. Fuck Houston.
Fucking Houston. Fuck you, man. That's where we're going to end. Fuck that.
Fuck Houston.
Fuck Houston. Get
Sorry,
outta here.
JD. Sorry, Myro.
Yeah.
My cousins. They
Yeah,
live in
hey,
Houston.
you know.
It's not about you.
Family, yeah, it's not about family. It's about those other
You're San Antonio born anyway, so.
crackwads over there.
Yep.
Prostitutes in the middle of the street and shit.
Yep.
There's TikTok shit that comes up. Why does it come up on my page? Like, why do I need to
was
see
searching
this?
for it.
Why do I need to see this? I didn't go
Golly.
looking for it.
Exactly.
I'm like, why is that lady wearing a bikini in the middle of this? Holy shit, it's Houston? Son of a...
She literally told me about, she was at school and she goes, this girl's wearing a tennis skirt with a bikini top
What?
at a university. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you should see the things that people wear.
Maybe she has an OnlyFans.
She can't have an OnlyFans.
She probably has an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
You're right,
Yeah.
you're right, you're right.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, don't forget, comment, share,
Yeah, we got to
hit
hit
us
this
up.
hard,
Hey,
man.
we still want to do our on-site location, so anybody...
Yes,
we did get some feedback.
Yeah,
so
we did.
We have some places that we're reaching out to.
Thank you to those people
Yeah,
who reached out to us.
We're probably going to be doing one here pretty soon.
But yes.
But continue to comment on our page. Anything that you heard today, some of the questions, comment on them. Put it on our page, on Facebook, on Instagram, not on Facebook. But on Spotify, put it out there.
Yeah.
We'll read your comments next episode. And
hey, man, look, get to us because, look, I'll put it to you this way, man. This is what, 17? Where are we at? 17,
16,
18?
17,
16,
like
17, we're on there. Okay, 16, 17 episodes. We're just under 1,000 hits,
listens.
dude.
Yep.
Which is really good when
Yeah.
you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good. Because previously, we've had, stuff that we did previously, and it took a long time to get to that point.
Yeah.
So almost 30 episodes. And here we are at halfway
not
there.
even to 20, yeah.
Yeah, and we're almost at 1,000.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for everything that you do. Keep posting. We'll try and stay active. I know. I need to stay active. Louis got the Instagram, and I got the. Well, he's on the Facebook, the Faceback.
We're on all of them.
We're on them, so we're all keeping track. But yeah, man, stay with us. We're trying to up this thing. We want to put ourselves out there.
And we'll have some merch coming out here soon.
Yeah, we got some. Yeah, we got merch. Holy shit, merch. So yeah, let us know if you know somewhere that we can go and chill out and record. I've been thinking about doing a live thing, a live stream where we can have the computer up and the video and we'll be live streaming and you can hear us all the way. So we'll be working on that. But
and any small businesses, we still want to support you.
Yeah,
So
let us know.
Let us know. We'll give you the shout out.
We'll give you that shout out, man. So thanks again. We love you guys.
Yep, it was fun.
Yeah, and my name is Porky.
And I'm D. Louie.
Hey, we'll see you guys later.
Next episode.
All right, later.